Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're jumping into one of the most popular and maybe most misunderstood supplements on the shelf, creatine. Is it really worth it? We're going to break down all the pros and cons using a fantastic article from Healthline as our guide. I mean, that's the real question, isn't it? This stuff is everywhere, and it's backed by a ton of research. But does that automatically mean it's a good fit for your goals and your body? Well, that's exactly what we're here to figure out.
All right, so first things first, before we can even talk about the good or the bad, we've got to get on the same page. What even is creatine? So here's the key thing to remember. Creatine is not some weird synthetic thing cooked up in a lab. It's a totally natural compound. Your own body makes it. And you get it from food too, especially stuff like beef and fish. Think of it as a little power pack for your cells, giving them a burst of energy right when they need it. Okay, now for the fun part. Let's talk about why so many people swear by this stuff. And this isn't just chatter you hear at the gym, you know? These are real, science-backed benefits that researchers have studied for years. This is the #1 reason people take it. By topping off those little power packs in your muscles, creatine lets you go just a little bit harder. You can maybe squeeze out 1 or 2 more reps, or sprint that last bit faster. It's like finding an extra gear you didn't know you had during those really intense workouts. And that's not just a feeling either. This is something they can actually measure. According to a big review of studies from 2021, we're talking about up to a 10% boost in performance. In the world of athletics, a 10% edge is, well, it's huge. That can be the difference between a new personal record and just another workout. But here's where it gets really interesting. This isn't just for 20-something bodybuilders. The research is showing some pretty amazing benefits for healthy aging, too. It can help fight something called sarcopenia, which is just the fancy word for the muscle loss that naturally happens as we get older.
And check this out. One analysis found that when older adults combined weight training with creatine, they gained an average of 3 extra pounds of lean muscle compared to the folks who only did the training. I mean, 3 pounds of muscle is a massive deal for maintaining strength and independence later in life. And get this, it might not just be for your body. Your brain uses a ton of energy, right? Well, it turns out it uses creatine too. Some research is now suggesting it could help with things like mental fatigue, overall cognition, and even your memory. It's a super exciting area that scientists are still exploring.
Okay, but no conversation about a supplement is complete if we don't talk about the worries. Creatine has been around a long time, and so have some of the rumors. So let's tackle those concerns head on and separate the facts from the fear. This is the big one. This is probably the #1 concern you hear about. Somebody at the gym, or maybe an article you read online, said something about it being bad for your kidneys. So, what's the real story here? Okay, here's the deal. It all comes down to a misunderstanding. When your body processes creatine, it produces a waste product called creatinine. Doctors measure creatinine levels to check how well your kidneys are working. Now, if you take extra creatine, your creatinine levels might go up a bit. But, and this is the important part, for healthy people, this doesn't actually mean your kidneys are damaged. It's more like a warning light on your car's dashboard that's just a little too sensitive. It's a false alarm, not an actual engine problem. All right, let's talk about a much more common and way less scary side effect, a little bit of bloating. Some people feel a bit puffy when they first start taking it. And the reason for this is actually pretty simple. Creatine just pulls a little extra water into your muscle cells. It's actually part of how it works. And the good news? You can totally manage this. The trick is to just skip that old school loading phase, where people used to take huge amounts at the start. We now know that taking smaller, consistent doses, like 10 grams a day or less, gets you the exact same results over time, just without all that uncomfortable bloating. Easy fix. So, we've talked about what it is, what it does, and what to look out for. Now let's get down to the nitty-gritty. If you're thinking this might be right for you, how do you actually use it properly? Honestly, it could not be simpler. For most people, all you need is 3 to 5 grams a day to maintain your levels. As for which kind to buy, just stick with creatine monohydrate. It's the one that's been studied the most, and it's the most effective. And all you have to do is mix the powder into some water, juice, or a protein shake. That's it. All right, we have covered a ton of information here. We've looked at the science, we've busted some myths, and we've laid out the simple how-tos. So let's wrap this all up. What's the final takeaway? You know, this quote from Healthline really just says it all. At the end of the day, creatine is a proven, effective tool for boosting your performance in the gym and helping you recover faster. And on top of that, the evidence is pointing to some really cool benefits for keeping our muscles strong as we age and maybe even keeping our brains sharp.
So the decision is really up to you. For most healthy people who are looking for that extra edge in their training or want to support their muscle and brain health, the science is pretty clear. It's a safe and effective option when you use it the right way. So, now that you have the facts, the real question is, could this be the missing piece of your puzzle?